This guitar did part of the prison bid with Judas. When he decided to leave, he left this shit here. Now, I don't really know the significance of him leaving it here, but he left it. Now, I was holding on to it because, like, for sentimental reasons, not for myself, but I kept telling myself, well, let me not get rid of certain things that maybe the son may need. But just as of late, as I continue on my healing process, I realize I don't want my son to hang on to material things in order to feel or grasp at any type of closeness or bonding that he longs for within a father-son relationship. He may long for it. To be honest, I don't know if he longs for it, because when I check in with him mentally and we converse, he says he's okay. Thank God. He has an older brother and an uncle, my uncle, who plays such a significant role in his life that it helps me to believe when he says that he's okay mentally. So here I am taking this raggedy ass motherfucking shit, and I am putting it where the fuck I should have been put this shit, because that's exactly what it is. It's shit, just like the fucking previous owner. Now, keep in mind, just because I speak the way I speak, don't mean that I'm not healed. I am. But in being healed does not mean I'm not allowed to speak profanity or speak the fucking truth. I came in from work. I did a fucking double. I'm feeling fine. I've made some significant changes to the outside decor of my home. And a part of me continuing to heal and to help my sons heal is to get rid of any material possessions that may be linked to that low vibing energy. I don't want that around. And I did not discuss it with anyone, but I am purging my home of any negative, derogatory, hateful, low vibing, disrespectful, opposition, competition, unloving energies that manage to somehow infiltrate my space, my home, our home that we built, our foundation that we built. And it started, the foundation of us isn't material. It started emotionally and spiritually. That's how we built it up. And y'all been through the process with me. It was not easy realizing that someone that you love so much, someone that you hold in high regard, it was not easy awakening to who he actually was. We are now well into October. So we're now talking about a year and 3 months. About to be a year and 4 months. And there's absolutely no reason for me to hang on to anything, because I threw a lot of stuff out. But stuff that I thought wasn't personalized just for me, such as that guitar. I felt like, nah, I'm feeling like, maybe my son may want that. Maybe he may need, he don't need no attachments to anything that is not healthy for him in any type of way. So yeah, that's where I'm going with that. Also, I'm realizing because I had started to allow my flowers in my garden to wither away, and it took me a minute to realize it wasn't intentional that I was letting them wither away, but I assumed because autumn was coming in and the weather was getting cool that, they would not require as much water because I felt like it was a dampness in the air and I didn't want to overwater them. But now I see that they're like excessively dry. So I have to take the time now to learn more about gardening. I did water them, and like I said, I've made some additions to the outside decor of the home, and I'm going to continue to work on and rebuild and reestablish the inside of the home, and I'm excited about it. I really am excited about it. Um, I've had a couple of setbacks, but it really wasn't a setback. It's all revelation. You know, I use setback for lack of better words right now because I'm trying to focus on a point. Child, my hair, but I'm gonna get my hair done because we're having a girls' night out tomorrow night, so I'm excited about that. But it really, in all actuality, it really is not. It should not be considered a setback because there's been a collision of what I want, what I desire, um, and so the creator, the universe is making ways for my desire to come into effect. And as you know, when your manifestations come into fruition, sometimes it doesn't always look the part, you know. Sometimes it comes in a way where you got to take a step back so that you could catapult forward. That is what I'm doing. So to anyone who put out negative things about me in the atmosphere, hoping that it comes into fruition, doesn't quite work that way. People are weird in that way, though. We are all children of the universe, children of God, or whoever you subscribe to. We all have spiritual parents, right? We do. And the crazy thing is that people tend to think that our universal parents play into favoritism. This is what I mean. First of all, let me get to my point. I know sometimes like it take me a minute to get to my point, but that's because it be mad points that I need to make. And sometimes I may get a little aggressive in my speech, but I in no means want to or intentionally trying to offend you. I just need to be myself when I'm expressing myself. And that is my disclaimer. And so I feel like I need to say that on a consistent basis because I never know when I get a new viewer who comes in and to watch my videos, and I don't want them to feel no type of way about watching my videos. I want them to have an understanding. But here's the shit. Um Motherfuckers are pray, Pray. You know what I'm saying? But they're also Prey or somebody that they simply don't like. Motherfuckers are Prey. Let me just give you an example on me because they have hidden motives, hidden tendencies. They'll take it to God and Prey and automatically assume because they're faithful to him or they're faithful to the universe in any other type of way that when they put that Prey in motion, when they put it in the atmosphere, when they form them fucking weapons, they automatically assume that them weapons is gonna fucking prosper, and they be going hard with it too. Now let me tell you something about the chosen, the anointed, and the obedient of our universal parents. We're always protected. We're protected because we are so focused on what we have going on with ourselves and our character development, our spiritual development with us, with holding our family together, with with evolving, self-evolution, with spiritual evolution, with physical evolution. Like we're always trying to transition. And when we allow people into our space, we have the purest intent, because we don't always allow people in our space. The people that we allow in our space at any time is people that we actually give a fuck about. Okay? And we have the purest intent for those people. However, it doesn't always necessarily mean that those people have pure intent for us. Whatever needs to be revealed, our universal parents will allow it to be revealed. And it doesn't matter if you PREY. Those that we do not allow in our space, we define it as the protection of our parents, because that's what parents do. They protect their children. They protect their foundation, right? So if you're not allowed in our space, it is the protection of our universal parents. Second of all, if you are allowed in our space and your intent for us isn't also pure, or it is not an exchange of if it's not reciprocity, if it's not an exchange of energy, a revelation will come about. And no matter if you PREY secretly, our universal parents knows within your heart, because they are within the spirit. So it doesn't matter the face that you put on towards me when I'm in my when I'm aligning myself, or when I'm going through something else that may have my discernment with you off, because I am intentionally focused on a form of evolution, or whatever my universal parents has my attention at the time. So I may not directly have my discernment up with you, but my universal parents know. And this is how the revelation comes about. And this is why the fucking weapons don't fucking prosper. Because they know their children. Just like we know our physical children, our universal parents know their children. And they start moving chess pieces on the board, because they are moving people out of your life. Whatever purpose that person has served for the moment, or for the season, or for the reason. They moving them people right out of your motherfucking way. And they are going to keep using people, places, and things to keep you in your evolution. But back to these people that PREY against the chosen, the anointed. Your human beef that you have against the chosen, because you don't know who people are in the spirit. Y'all motherfuckers don't know the weight that people hold in the spirit. Y'all motherfuckers, a lot of fucking people go by what they see with these eyes, not with this eye, not intuitively. They don't go with that. They go with what they see. So their perception is a motherfucker. Because their perception have them believe that they're favorited so much that when they PREY against any one of God's other children for no reason. For no reason. It could be their own personal reason. It could be greed. It could be envy. It could be jealousy. You know, the five deadly sins. It could be one of those reasons. Our universal parent sees it. So the weapons that you form in PREY in secrecy, hidden, wicked, in dark places, those weapons are not going to form. And so what I'm saying as a whole is, it fucking killed me that people think, they give in this face, I serve God, I'm this of God, I'm that of God, but secretly they PREY on you. And they feel like because they are your hidden enemy, they feel like God is going to turn against you for them. They feel like the universe is going to turn against. They feel like they're going to manifest. Prey, those weapons, they feel like they're going to form. But let me help you understand some real shit. That ain't going to happen, baby. That ain't going to happen. And it's unfortunate that you feel that way, that you put in so much energy into somebody you say you don't like, you say you hate. You feel these low vibrational way towards, but you giving them so much of your time, of your resources, of your energy. Time is a precious resource. You can't get that back. But you giving so much of your time, your resources to people, places, and things that you say you don't fucking like, that you prey on their downfall, instead of using the time that you have wisely to try to get yourself, your mind, in a better position to not just accept the circumstances for what they are, but to try to build yourself up to be in a better position on your own. Because everybody's journey is motherfucking different. Everybody's journey ain't the same. But you mad because the perception that you have of my journey isn't favorable to who you assume that I should be, or to who you feel like you should be in my life. Motherfuckers is crazy. Motherfuckers is crazy. Let me tell you something. Humanly, on a human level, I'm entitled to be angry. I'm entitled to be hurt. I'm entitled to be disgusted at the treatment that I was subject to and that my children were subject to on account of their father. I'm entitled to that. But spiritually, baby, I can't fucking stay there. It's just not in me to stay there too motherfucking long. Because in staying there too long, you giving somebody else power over you. Not even the universe, not even your universal parents, not even your spiritual parents, excuse me. Not even your spiritual parents. But you allowing a human power over you. So I can't wallow in that shit too long, baby. I am a motherfucking fighter. I'm a warrior. You understand me? And I know that y'all are too. And it's so many points to this fucking life. So, get in where you fit in. Get and understand me and understand me so you can overstand that your enemies are silly. They fucking pussy. But discernment and revelation allows us to see our enemies for who they truly are instead of who we want them to be. I remember one thing, this shit is crazy, but this is how this lesson came back 360. I remember my son was in a relationship with a very, very toxic female. Toxic. She was so motherfucking toxic that she did not want my son to even be around family. She only wanted my son around her. And if ever my son, or when he planned a day to just be, not spend with her, but to just spend with family, she had a problem with that shit. And a long story short, um, it was a sad, it was sad. It was fucking sad. And I had a discussion with my son, because if y'all know me, y'all know I love them boys. I love them boys. Those is motherfucking flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, and the fruit of my loins. And the lineage in which we descended from is greatness. Because we are the spiritual children of the Most High. Right? So I love them. And to see him as something so toxic, now we have not just spiritually intuition, but we have that woman's keen sense. And I just knew from the gate she wasn't the one. But you gotta allow your adult children to make their own decisions and their own mistakes, right? But I just simply said to him one day, I said, listen, Pop, if I can ask you anything regarding your relationship, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take a good look at her actions and at her patterns, because that is going to tell you who she really is. And if you love her, you must love her for exactly who she is and not who you want her to be. Not who you see she has the potential to be if you make the necessary adjustments as a man to uplift her or promote her, or promote her healing, or whatever it is that you're trying to be to her. You can't love her based on that. You have to love her for exactly who she is. So if she is a trifling, scandalous ass broken hoe, you gotta love her for that, right? And the lesson came back 360 on me, because as wise as I felt those words were, because I was telling him, I'm not gonna try to come between you and any of your relationships, because it's two different languages, baby. you know and the more I try to intervene, the more I risk the chances of losing the bond that we have. So I'm not gonna try to intervene. This is on you. But if I can ask of you anything, that is what I ask, for you to love her who she is, for you to see who she really is and love her on those terms, right? Okay. So the lesson came back motherfucking 360 when the return of of this man into my life started to go left. And something in me knew that we had grown apart, but I wasn't willing to accept it. And I kept trying to turn the situation around by making excuses for him. I kept saying, you know what? He just got to get readjusted. He got to get readjusted to society. He got to get readjusted to coming back home. He got to get readjusted to being around family. He got to get readjusted to being comfortable in his own space, because, he spent so many years always having to, be a certain way and watch it, blah, 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 right? And not to say that that may or may not have been true. But it is not upon me to make excuses for someone else's poor behavior towards me. If we were going to continue our relationship in any type of way, it had to be in truth, in reality, in honesty. And I needed to look at him for exactly who he was. If I wanted to proceed with him in any type of way, I needed to look and accept him for exactly who he was and love him for who he was. And I realized that I could love him, but it had to be from a distance, because I was not willing to accept his conditions of love. That, whatever he had turned into, whomever he had turned into, I was not willing to accept that for me under the conditions that I was in. Uh I was not happy, because I was abused in many different ways and in different forms. And I don't want to keep putting that in the atmosphere. I just want you to understand that I did not allow him to come back when he left, because I was no longer willing to accept his version of love. That was not conducive to the woman that I had became. Okay, so that's how that lesson came back in 360. Leading up to our relationship demise, he had tried to destroy my character. He had went to only people that, he felt would believe him, and started telling lies about me for no other reason but to salvage his own reputation. And what I mean by that was, he had did that long stint in prison, And he did not do the necessary work to heal any of his trauma. He did not do the necessary work to try to become a better person for himself. And he did not do any of the work, the inner work that was needed to be able to accept what he prayed for. When you win a certain situation, when you win a certain jam, y'all know just as well as I do, whether it's any type of sickness, physical sickness, mental sickness, drug abuse, whatever it is that you're into, and you know that there's a down spiral in it, and you know that there's consequences behind the actions that you chose, you go to the universal parents and you pray. You pray for answers. You pray for a way out. You pray for another chance. And so I'm well aware in my spirituality that the chances that he prayed, what he asked our universal parents for, our original foundation and family was part of that equation. The thing is, what he manifested and what I manifested, because over the years I kept claiming that, oh, I love this man, we're going to be together, we're going to have our family, we're going to make our family work. We manifested each other. So our universal parents obliged us. The thing is that we were not prepared for who we have changed into as people. While I was building myself up, when he came home, he couldn't adapt to who the universal parents had turned me into. It was a direct threat to his security as a man. He did not like it because I was independent. Wanting him and loving him was not enough for him. He needed me to need him on every single aspect. He needed constant outside validation, in which I was not able to do. My love language and his love language was two different things. I thought that showing how much I love and appreciated and respected him was enough, but it wasn't for him. And I had to stop making excuses. I had to say to myself, what you're doing, baby, you think it's enough, but he don't feel like it's enough. And he feel like he can find better and do better elsewhere. And so when he left, I decided to make him stand on that shit. Because I knew that I deserved better. I deserved more. That breadcrumb shit, that one day, it's 7 days in a week. That one day or that half a day of something being all good, to have 6 days of fucking hell and fighting. No, I deserve more than that. I wanted more of that. I did not wait 13 years to turn around and be somebody's emotional punching bag, physical punching bag, or fucking any type of, I mean, I didn't think it would be easy, but I damn sure didn't think I would turn into the enemy. I didn't think that he would make me the enemy. And so it just let me know he had an enemy within himself. And that whatever fight that he was constantly giving me was something that he had within himself. And that I deserve appreciation. I deserved overstanding. I deserved love. I deserved affection. That's what I wanted from me. And so the bullshit arguments that I assumed we would have, or the what's the word I'm looking for? The trials and tribulations that I assumed that we would have. I did not calculate it being with me turning me into his enemy. I didn't calculate that. I calculated me and him against the world, and our family against everybody else, and whatever it is that he needed